Hey guys, welcome back. Today we've got a bit of an exclusive, bit of a scoop. We don't normally do exclusives so much here on this channel. We do more sort of reactionary stuff, don't we? Fault finding, pointing out the flaws in others rather than offering any real solutions ourselves. But this is big. This is big, guys, and I can't tell you how I got it. I can't tell you what favors I had to call in to get a copy of this thing, but I can confirm I have in my possession here a second draft of what appears to be the Conservative Party's manifesto ahead of this next general election. So, guys, as always, let's try and make sense of this together, shall we? So, look, the first thing they want to bring in is an expansion to the fox hunting legislation, which it shouldn't really surprise anyone, I suppose. You know, we've had a fairly hard time of it in rural seats versus the Lib Dems have won a couple of by-elections, plus the farmers' revolt over Brexit, and then, you know, all of the sewage, all of that stuff. But anyway, the fox hunting ban will be repealed, but they're also going to make it legal to hunt poor people. So that's fun. That's the first thing. That was the priority one for CCHQ, I think. But the first thing kind of leads into the second also, because the Home Office apparently is going to be given new powers to deal with immigration, refugees, petty criminals, you know, desperate people stealing a loaf of bread, that sort of stuff. They're all of them are going to be rounded up and stuffed into a new fleet of Serco-manufactured Bibby Stockholms. All of them. Petty thieves, refugees, asylum seekers, petty criminals, everyone. All of them, all rounded up and stuffed on these barges. And by the white papers that were attached to this thing, it appears as though these new barges will be able to house 8,000 soot-gargling povers every week. Which sounds like a lot, doesn't it? 8,000 every week. But the way that they're designed is that they're going to kill 1,000 of these people every single day. So mathematically, it appears to stack up. You know, they've done the numbers on these things, on these veritable plebatoires. What else have we got here? Under voting laws and restoring faith in democracy. This is good. This is good, right? This is very clever. Basically, you remember how pensioners are famously underrepresented at the polling booths? It's a big problem. We need to get more pensioners voting. You hear that a lot. Too many whippersnappers dominating the ballots these days. Well, the Conservative Party, if this is to be believed, and I can't stress that enough, it's only a second draft. If this document is the final manifesto that they're going to market with, the Tories are proposing that they are going to offer the grieving sons and daughters of passed away Tory pensioner voters, they're going to offer them the chance to vote on their behalf. On behalf of their dead mother or father. So, if you're a Brexity Tory grandad that snuffed it in 2020, then don't worry. You can still absolutely have your say in the way that the country is run. You could be there in spirit. Why should you be robbed of your say in the direction of the country just because you happen to have died? So you won't be with this new Tory proxy voting bequeathment bill. What else have we got here? Low earners. Low earners are going to be jumping for joy when they hear about these tax ban changes, guys. Because if you are on under £30,000 a year, they're committing to abolishing national insurance for you altogether. So that is actually amazing. That is, I think there's going to be a lot of happy low earner voters out there when they see that, I reckon. Imagine worrying about the cost of living crisis, 1 minute, but then next minute finding out that you aren't going to get hit with national insurance at all anymore. That is, that's going to please a lot of low earners, I think. But of course, they will have to balance that with this other policy they're bringing in, which is called the Great British Vagrant Rate, which they say is designed in economics and business research organizations to kickstart efficiency. So that's, I think that's probably it's something to be excited about. What else have we got here, guys? What else are we excited about? Housing, UK housing. Buying a house will no longer be out of reach for millions of aspiring homeowners, they say, because point 7 on here of the manifesto is this, right? Picture this, okay? You're a young couple. You want to buy a family house. Of course you do. You've got your wife and your 2 kids or whatever. But the houses in your hometown are like £400,000 for a family house, right? So you, your wife, your kids, you can't afford that on 2 incomes, dual income. That is way out of reach, right? Way overpriced, some would say. But if the Conservatives get in the 2024 election, it says here, they are going to carpet bomb the housing market with this refreshing new era of the 7-person mortgage. Guys, so your tired, fed up wife, your too hard to handle children, you can finally buy that 2-bed flat and live in it in harmony with 3 other grown adults. It's clever, isn't it? I think it's thinking outside the box while living in one. God, there's so much to go through here, and it's all so much of it is so exciting. I would love to go through it like line by line with you, but I don't think I've got time. Especially as I'm actually off to go and claim asylum from here over in Rwanda. but suffice to say, the Tory Manifesto, absolute game changer, guys, truly. And look, I know a lot of people make themselves look very, very foolish when they say predictions like this, but I honestly think this was the change that Sunak needed. This is what we were all waiting for, I think. And this document, right, if it goes out like this, well, honestly, I think it's game over for Keir Starmer. I really do. I mean, let's just recap for a second, expanding fox hunting into hunting povers, the plebetoires, voting on behalf of dead grandparents, 7-person mortgages, and I didn't even mention, like, the Brexit festival, where they're going to put Remainer heathens into a giant wicker man and set light to it. I mean, I can't believe that I missed that bit out. That was the best bit. But yeah, basically, I'm psyched about the whole thing. Can't wait for them to definitely get in, because that is the worst thing that could possibly happen. So obviously that is what is going to happen. So I think I might go now. I think I might go and disguise myself as a statue, so I'm still afforded some rights and protection thereafter. Peace.